My wonderful, beautiful, amazing Virgos. I'm Gabriella from Gabriella's Vampire Tarot. For today, I'm going to be doing your general reading, your 9 card spread, your past, present, future. I'm going to be using the regular tarot deck, clarify with the vampire deck, draw a special vampire card, draw a vampire oracle, and then draw 3 yes or no answers for thee. So, let's get started on your reading. General card is the 8 of Wands. So, let's look at the past. You get 6 of Pentacles reversed. 7 of Pentacles. 4 of Wands. Happy home, happy hearth, happy family, and confidence city for my beautiful earth signs. Fabulous. Yeah, what I see here is, it's like the general energy I'm kind of getting here is you could be facing setbacks, you could be facing all kinds of negativities, but you are just very grounded and stable in your own way that, despite facing setbacks and negative effects and stuff like that, that you just keep going. You just don't give up. And that's why, even though you could have faced maybe like some big financial setback of whatever it was in the past, but yet with the 4 of Wands, you remain incredibly confident and strong in your own way. I'm never surprised because you guys are grounded, realistic, rational earth signs in the sense where you pretty much just think, okay, it's like, just like trees or plants for that matter, they have to constantly be weathering so much storm, so much, different, elements and stuff like that. But yet, as long as you can remain stable and grounded in your own way, then you can withstand anything. And that's kind of the general feel I'm getting from this combination. And even if it took place in the past, these are like moments to anchor yourself with, to remind yourself how strong and confident you are, despite maybe facing, negative setbacks in any way. Never surprised. But of course, you could also have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius placements or more Earth placements of Taurus, Capricorn, or more and Virgo placements for that matter. But in current times, you get the 4 of Pentacles. Now, I'm getting, mixed feelings from this card. Queen of Pentacles reversed. Lovers upright. Gemini energy. Okay. Yeah, because with the 4 of Pentacles reversed, I'm kind of getting, on a positive note, it's wanting to finally take action because you do get the 4 of Wands, and the transition from the past to present is that you do start off with wanting to finally take action. It's like, okay, trees can't really take action, in the aspect of wanting to walk away from any kind of element that doesn't suit them for that matter. But this is also about, changing, any kind of fate for that matter. You want to take action because, it's like, you don't want to be stuck with 6 and 7 of Pentacles reversed, right? Unless it was beneficial in the form of a positive sacrifice where you had to let go of something so you could embrace a new beginning. But I'm not really getting that vibe from this reading for today. But either way, but on a negative note, this is also about still feeling imbalanced because maybe like with the ebbs and flows in life, one minute you feel like you're in a 4 of Wands feeling and mindset, and then the next time you just think, oh goodness, I'm stuck with 4 of Pentacles reversed. Yep, and then that's mostly contributing to you feeling like you're out of your element. You pretty much just think, oh goodness, how am I going to get out of this situation? It just seems like one big nightmare. I don't know how to deal with the situation, but I think, you could be presented with potential offering of some kind, or that, yeah, you could be pretty much just heading off towards this crossroads where you will have to make some decision, but it's pretty much choosing from option A or option B. And it's still some kind of offering of some kind. I mean, of course, you could still get beautiful new love of some kind of whatever and however it may be. But I do see, some kind of offering taking place, but you do feel somewhat imbalanced in current times about it as well. In the future, you get 5 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles reversed, Devil reversed, fabulous. Yeah, I mean, what I'm kind of getting here is, despite negative setbacks, despite anything, you're finally being freed. And maybe it could be contributing from the Lovers upright. Maybe, it's like you're going to be heading off, or, if you are heading off towards any kind of decision coming up soon, can't say when or how, of course, You know, it could end up like so, but it could also end up where you're also being released from the bindings, the bondages, the shackles from the devil of whatever, and, you know, it may be person, object, idea, feeling, sensation for that matter. Because, you know, it's like, I'm kind of getting, you know, that you're kind of lacking faith and feeling a bit insecure and imbalanced in this reading. But of course, it is a general reading, so, you know, take it how it resonates. It doesn't have to be resonating for everybody. But anyway, you know, I can sense that you could be also worried about the future, thinking, oh goodness, it's probably not going to end up any better. But eventually it could. But that's why we're going to have to do some clarification. Six of Pentacles reversed. You get Two of Grails. Interesting and fabulous. Yeah, what I'm kind of getting here is, you know, it's like, you know, this could still be your senses and intuition that are always going to be there for you. But the Two of Grails could be some kind of offering, you know, that's kind of making you feel a bit uncertain of thinking, well, you know, this offering seems a bit too one-sided and stuff like that. So it's like something was making you already feel like that there was something but too good to be true, or maybe there was already a bit of a sacrifice, financial sacrifice that took place in the past as well. So, because for the Seven of Pentacles reversed, yep, you got Nine of Swords. You had to let go of something, and that mostly resulted in some kind of nightmare situation. So, the theme, you know, sacrifice is something that I'm kind of, you know, feeling here. But yet, okay, it's like sometimes when you have to let go of something, it may seem like it was really bad and stuff like that. I mean, this could have already been the doing of the devil in the future as well. Because feeling like you lack faith, you feel imbalanced, you feel like, you know, you're not quite there yet, it could make one feel like, and when you let go of something, it was a really bad decision and stuff like that. But afterwards, be rest assured you get Four of Wands with Wheel of Fortune. Congratulations and fabulous. I mean, the thing is that, you know, that's what I love about you guys, is you guys can pretty much just weather so many storms and come out just the same or even stronger Virgo than ever, and that's what I like to see, is you guys are just very strong, capable, grounded, rational, realistic individuals that you guys pretty much just think, yes, you know, it's like you can do anything to me, but it's, you know, nothing is ever going to ever knock me down and stuff like that. And that's what I kind of saw, is happy home, happy hearth, happy family, confidence and abundance and luck on your side. Wow. So despite the Four of Pentacles, you get the Five of Swords. So you could be winning some kind of battle, but either A, it could make you feel imbalanced of some kind, but this could also be a great motivator as well. You know, you could be winning some kind of battle. You could be dealing with any kind of like, but this could also be overcoming your own sense of, you know, lack of faith and, you know, and self-doubt as well, because, you know, being an earth sign, and, you know, it could make you just feel like thinking, oh goodness, you know, it's like, why do I even bother? You know, it just seems like everything is just not working out for me. But yet, the name of the game for anything is to keep going, nonetheless, you know. But of course, you know, it's like, you know, being, you know, mortal, you know, it's like, you know, of course you guys are mortals and you guys are fragile in the sense of mortality, you know, as compared to vampires. But the only thing is, you know, as vampires, we probably also have our weaknesses as well. But as long as you just keep at it and you just, you know, make sure, I mean, of course, you know, make sure it never actually compromises you in other ways. But I see you actually winning some big battle in current times, which I think is wonderful. So despite the Queen of Pentacles reverse, you get the Lord of Scepters, King of Wands, Leo energy. Of course, you can have Leo placements and stuff like that. But what I mostly see here is, you know, it's like you're trying to rebuild yourself. It's like, you know, right now, you know, it's like during the summer times, you know, everything is in full bloom. I mean, it was already in full bloom during springtime. But this is also, you know, still being in full bloom and stuff like that, because normally during the fall and winter times, that's when you shed, you know, the leaves and stuff like that, so then you can kind of go into hibernation mode, and it's also a form of protection and defending and stuff like that. But this is actually just having this awakening, because, you know, you're already, you know, just proving how strong and capable you are in current times, and this is awakening your motivation, your passion, your confidence in current times as well. Because it's leading you off towards the leap of faith of the Fool, because you have the motivation of heading off towards this crossroads coming up, because it's like you could be overcoming so much personal problem, external problems for that matter. But the thing is that I just love that you got the Five of Swords, which is meaning that you're on the winning side. You get the King of Wands, you're confident, strong, bold, and courageous on so many levels. And then it's pretty much guiding you towards this opportunity, this crossroads of taking a leap of faith of some kind, because you're eventually going to be releasing yourself from the devil. And I love that. I love this combination and this reading so far, for you. And of course, it could also have Aquarius, energy as well. For the Five of Wands, you get the Hermit. Okay, well, it's one of your beautiful cards in the future, because what I see you doing is, you could potentially being led towards poverty, but this could also be left out in the cold for that matter. But the thing is, if you are taking a leap of faith because you are heading towards some kind of crossroads of wherever it may take you, you might really want to look into this combination as soon and as much as possible, because if you are heading off towards some potential poverty situation, I do see you reflecting on it and doing introspection and all kinds of, thinking and processing and stuff like that. But you want to make sure that's going to be leading you towards what you want, wish, and desire, not something, because, you're trying to, I don't really see you doing anything, like out of this world for that matter. But with any kind of offering, with any kind of leap of faith, you want to make sure that's going to actually, benefit you in the end for that matter, Because for the Knight of Pentacles reversed, there's no movement, because you could potentially face a Three of Swords. And one of the cards I pulled for the Vampire, myself, but I'm kind of worried about this combination, and that's why, my beloved, beautiful, realistic, rational Earth signs, if you are being presented with an offering, think clearly and take all the time and energy you want, wish, and desire. Because the problem is if you only, think, oh yeah, it always looks, too good to be true and kind of, a situation, and you want to really release yourself from the devil, haste not, because otherwise you will repent in leisure. So the thing is it's like, if you're being placed in a position, where, you could potentially, will face, will, choose the wrong choice and options and stuff like that for that matter, it could end up in a situation like this. And then, even though you are being released from the devil, you are going to head off towards a different direction. Because I do see some form of movement, this kind of transition as a general card and stuff like that. So, the name of the game is, if you were to, act in haste, then you're going to repent in leisure. And then, if you just pretty much just think, okay, we are being presented with something, but don't feel like that you have to take any kind of leap of faith, because a leap of faith is a big risk. Yes, it could end up in a very beautiful outcome. And of course, the future, it doesn't have to guarantee that you will be suffering a Three of Swords. But usually these cards show up just, to mind you of the potential outcome and how you could try to avoid a situation like that. Because if you just think, oh yeah, let's just, we'll close our eyes and toss a dice for that matter, and then suddenly, you don't end up in the winning number, and then you end up suffering a Five of Pentacles, Three of Swords, even though you are being released from the devil and stuff like that. I do see you heading off towards a new direction. But is this a direction that you hope to achieve? It's 100% up to you and how you will take it. But of course, be rest assured, it is a general reading, so this may not be resonating for you in any way, and you can always check out your other placements if you have other zodiac signs as well. Okay, so the special vampire card, Ace of Pentacles, wonderful. So, you could end up, heading off towards this new beginning, this new alternative job offering of whatever it may be, or any kind of change of course for that matter. But with any kind of changes, always, be careful with any kind of offerings for that matter, because it could end up in a very beautiful outcome, but it could also force you to have to leave and relocate, maybe with the Eight of Wands. But I do see this new beginning taking place in your future. So, again, take it how it resonates and stuff. Because the Oracle wants to say her last day in the light, unexpected endings, surprise changes, and sudden shifts. Now, anything could, come across as being a surprise ending, a change of shift, or unexpected ending for that matter. I mean, but that's why, if you want to make sure that you do land on your feet, instead of just, if you are taking a leap of faith and stuff like that, and that you do, land safely, I would try to make sure where, you could be taking a leap of faith will increase the chances of you surviving it and stuff like that, rather than just thinking, oh goodness, this leap of faith is just pretty much just going to send me off towards the Three of Swords and all kinds of problems. But you do get the Devil reversed, so you will be released. But that's why the word sacrifice is kind of, showing up in my mind regarding this whole, will spread for today. Wow. Okay, I'm going to finish off with 3 yes or no answers. Please feel free to pause this video and think about the questions you want answered. Okay, for the second Seven of Pentacles upright, it is yes for answer number 1. Wow, okay. Yes for answer number 2 with the Ten of Cups. And technically a yes, even though I don't really like this card, and this is the second card. Or, no, actually it's the third card, because you get Lovers, you get Three of Swords, and you get Death. So actually you get 3 as a charm in this reading. But yeah, this is actually a yes card for number 3. So you actually get 3 yeses in today's reading. Well, my beautiful, amazing, rational, realistic earth signs, my beautiful Virgos, I want to thank you all so much for joining me today. If this reading resonated for you, please feel free to join and subscribe to my channel. But otherwise, I want to thank you all so much for joining me. I love you guys incredibly. In a few days, I'm going back to love reading. So for now, I'm just doing general and love. If you want a personal reading, all you have to do is subscribe to this channel. Post in the little discussion box below that you want a personal reading from me. I'll respond to you with my email, but other than that, I love you guys incredibly, and thank you so much again for joining and subscribing and supporting me.